everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about, are you in an unhealthy relationship? Hi, I'm Kimberly Garth from Petals Bloom, and I provide practical advice on relationships for single Christian women. You've been in a relationship with Jack for some time now. He's a decent Christian guy, and months have turned into years, and it's hard for you to even consider being with someone else. But is it an unhealthy relationship? To the outside world, the relationship seems happy, solid, and healthy, but something is wrong. Only you and a few trusted friends know the struggles that you're facing. Even though your boyfriend might love the Lord, it does not necessarily follow that you should proceed to marry him. No one is perfect, and no marriage is free of challenges. Even so, your mate selection will impact the health of your marriage, and it might be wiser to end the relationship now than reap the devastating effects of a troubled marriage. So here are 8 signs that you are in an unhealthy relationship. 1. There's constant arguing. No healthy relationship is without disagreements, but if you're constantly at war with each other before you even get married, it will only get worse after marriage when the honeymoon phase has ended. If you cannot see eye to eye on key issues and most of your conversations end in an argument, you might not be a good fit for each other. A loving relationship should not be a never-ending war. So possible causes of your disagreements: an issue of pride where both parties feel that he or she is always right. As you know, no one is always right. So if anyone thinks that he or she is always right, that person is suffering from a serious case of pride and delusion. Another factor could be both persons have strong convictions on many areas of life and are not willing to submit to one another. Can two walk together except they be agreed? That's in Amos chapter 3, verse 3. 2. Unreasonable jealousy. A strong relationship should be characterized by mutual trust. Trust is foundational for stability in a relationship and loving feelings to flow. If you're with someone who has serious trust issues, it will be very difficult for the relationship to thrive. As such, he will always be accusing you of unfaithfulness, even if your male cousin calls you. So warning signs from him. He accuses you of being with any and everyone. You cannot speak with any man without his insecurities flaring up. He checks your phone to view your messages from other men. He controls who you talk with and who you shouldn't talk with. He has a temper tantrum when you speak with other men. After speaking with someone on the phone, he demands to know who it was. You don't need to put yourself under this level of stress. You deserve better. Remember, you're not married to him, so set yourself free. Ladies, if you are not married, you are still single. 3. Controlling and manipulative behavior. A controlling person wants to restrict your freedom as a human being. For a Christian man, it might be camouflaged as his protection for you. But if that protection seems smoldering and you can hardly breathe, perhaps he has gone overboard. As an adult, no one wants to be treated like a little child. So here are some warning signs from him. He tries to make you feel guilty, to make you do what he wants. He gives you ultimatums. He uses his emotions to manipulate you. Now, each person manipulates in different ways, but it's the same controlling motivation. Now, the thing is, he isolates you from your family and your friends, and he has coerced you to become sexually active with him against your better judgment. Also, he never admits that he is wrong, and he never apologizes. You are not the healing balm for his deep insecurity, ladies. He needs a counselor and not a girlfriend at this point in time. 4. Emotional roller coaster. This one was shocking for me to learn. I never realized how important emotional health was in a relationship. But this, ladies, is very important. Everyone will have challenges in life. But what matters most is how we deal with those challenges. You need a man who can handle the stresses of life. An emotionally stable man has the ability to choose his thoughts and his actions to handle life's stressful circumstances. In contrast, an emotionally unstable man sees himself as a victim of his circumstances. This person is usually riding on an emotional roller coaster. And guess what? Since you are with him, you are also on this turbulent emotional ride. It might be wise for you to jump off that ride, or otherwise you'll be giddy with a whole lot of stress. Some warning signs from him. He has problems having healthy boundaries with others and often complains about being undervalued and underappreciated. He has difficulty expressing his emotions and he gets frustrated because of that. He is prone to extreme emotional swings. 1 minute he's very happy and the next minute he's very sad. He tends to be very hard on himself. Instead of intentionally working to overcome his weaknesses, he wallows in self-pity. When less than desirable events occur, he will tend to become frustrated, sad, withdrawn, disappointed, and angry for extended periods of time. In Proverbs 16:32 it says, "He who is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he who rules his spirit than he who captures a city." So if you're getting value, please like, subscribe, and click on the notification bell. 5. Patterns of abuse. Unfortunately, Christian men and women abuse their spouses. Ladies, don't let feelings blind you into making an unwise selection of a husband. The longer you stay in that relationship, the harder it will be for you to make prudent choices. Open your eyes to see the hints of abuse committed against you and others. Feelings of love are insufficient to help an abusive person. These persons need a support group, deliverance, counseling, and not a spouse. True love is acting in the highest interest of the other person, and ending an abusive relationship is acting in the best interest of everyone involved, even him. We hear a lot about physical and sexual abuse, but emotional abuse is just as devastating. It can destroy your own emotional well-being in a very slow and subtle way. Warning signs from him. He constantly insults and criticizes you. This can even be done in a very calm way, but its effect is still demeaning and crippling. He gives you the silent treatment when he is upset. He disrespects and embarrasses you in public. When he is angry, he may punch the wall, throw stuff, hit the steering wheel, etc. Look out for the signs. He unashamedly flirts with other women in your presence. He apologizes profusely but ends up in the same abusive behavior again and again. Proverbs 22:24-25 says, "Make no friendship with a man given to anger, nor go with a wrathful man, lest you learn his ways and entangle yourself in a snare." 6. You are afraid to be yourself. If you intend to marry this guy, you need to be comfortable sharing your position on issues, your feelings, and your individuality without feeling fearful of his reaction. You need to be with someone with whom you can be totally free to be yourself. So here are some warning signs. You are fearful of his reaction to certain topics. You are afraid of hurting the person, so you keep silent about issues that are negatively affecting the relationship. You are timid about giving him constructive criticism. You are fearful of what he might do if you end the relationship. 7. Unbearable selfishness. Now, every human is inherently selfish. However, some people have an extra dose. I personally think that the main reason for this is that one or both of their parents or guardians have spoiled them rotten. When parents fail to lovingly correct their children, the children grow up believing that everyone else exists to satisfy their every whim and fancy, and they become unbearable to teammates, subordinates, roommates, and especially spouses. So here are some warning signs from him. He's always willing to take, but never able to give. He doesn't like to share. He will share only if he has something to receive in return. That is, with some strings attached. He has the view that everyone owes him. He is very ungrateful and has a strong sense of entitlement. He cannot deal with constructive criticism at all. He never admits that he is wrong. He never asks for forgiveness. 8. Addictions. Any kind of addiction can destroy a relationship. It can be drugs, pornography, alcohol, sex, etc. An addiction is an obsession that controls a person to the point where it begins to destroy his or her life. It has been cited that 65% of Christian marriages end in divorce because of porn addiction. Here are some warning signs from him. He is extremely moody and irritable. He lives for the next high and has lost the pleasure for human interaction and daily life. He has begun to show signs of mental illness. He becomes angry and aggressive very easily. He has lost his motivation to work. As women, we are tempted to think that we can change a man and make him better. God can change someone, but the person has to be a willing participant. And humans are not robots. None of us should enter marriage with the hope that we can change our husbands. As such, you need to marry a mature, healthy man and not a boy stunted in his development based on his choices. Ladies, align yourself with the right sort of man. And I can attest that there are still many good, mature, single men out there. So while you are still single, the ball is in your court to decide what kind of marriage you want. It might be in your best interest and his to end an unhealthy relationship sooner than later. The truth be told, you might be the unhealthy one in the relationship. If you are, please seek wise counsel and humbly get help. The effort will be worth it. Now it's your turn to express your views. What are some signs that a woman is in an unhealthy relationship? What has been your experience in dealing with this? Please comment below, so I'd love to hear from you. To get some more ideas on areas that you can begin working on, get my free download. It's called the Irresistible Godly Woman Checklist. Get access to it by clicking on the link in the description box. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. For more on this, check out my videos 4 benefits to ending a relationship now and 6 types of Christian men to avoid. See you next time for more practical relationship tips. Bye.